Very well. Today we are going to start with the second chapter of science, microorganism, friend and foe. From the name itself, you will come to know that what we are going to study in this chapter. Friend means those who are helpful to us, and foe means enemy, those who are harmful to us. So, how the microorganisms are helpful to us and how they are harmful to us, this we will see in this chapter. Also, we will study about the various categories of microorganism. We will see about the food preservation techniques and nitrogen cycle. So let us start with the chapter. Animals and human beings. There are other living creatures also that live in our world, and these living creatures are cannot be seen with the unaided eyes, that is our naked eyes. So that is our we cannot see without any equipment, specialized equipment. This kind of living creatures are known as microorganisms. Micro means very small. So organisms or animals which are very small are known as microorganisms. In order to see this living creatures, that is microorganism, we require special equipment like microscopes. So with the help of microscope we can see these microbes. Now here are some activities which we can perform in our school lab. As soon as the school reopens, we will try to perform it. First activity is observation of microorganisms in the soil, and the second activity is observation of microorganisms in the pond water. So we will try to perform this activity as soon as school reopens. Now in rainy season, you might have seen that on a moist bread or a chapati, the grayish white patch appears if it is left for a certain days. Then if you observe this moist bread or a slice of this chapati under the microscope, you will find that this kind of structure is observed, which is grows on a thin long stack. This is nothing but a bread mold, which is a kind of fungus. So it makes the chapati inedible and contaminate it. Now classification of microorganisms. Microorganisms can be majorly classified into four groups. First, majorly classified into four groups. First is bacteria, second fungi, third protozoa, and fourth algae. Beside all these four groups, there is one more group into which microorganisms can be classified, which is nothing but virus. Viruses are considered as a borderline of living thing and non-living thing. Why they are considered as a borderline of living thing and non-living thing? Let us have a look. When we see a structure of microorganism, and if you compare any structure of microorganism with any living cell, then you will find that any virus, you will find that virus does not have cytoplasm and does not have cell organelles. So it represents that they are non-living thing. But when this virus get entered into any living cell, then with the help of the energy of the cell, and by taking the nutrients from the cell, this virus start to multiply and divides into hundreds of virus cell. So this exhibit the property of living thing. So it is said to be viruses are at the borderline of living and non-living. Now the microorganisms, the diseases which are caused by the viruses are, see the common diseases: cold, in flu and cough. These are the common diseases, whereas some of the specific diseases are, see over here. First one is polio and the second one is chickenpox. So you are familiar with the diseases which are caused by the viruses, I hope so. Now we will learn about the classification of microorganisms on the basis of number of cells. So first one is unicellular microorganisms. uh, Microorganism made up of single cell are known as unicellular. Example: bacteria, algae, and protozoa. Whereas another category is multicellular microorganisms. Microorganisms having many celled body. Their body is made up of many cells. For example, algae and fungi are the multicellular microorganisms. Now, habitat of microorganisms. Habitat means where do these microorganisms live. When we are talking about the habitat of microorganisms, then we must know that microorganisms can live anywhere in the world or even in the space also. For example, in air, water, in soil, even inside the human body or inside any body of plants and animals. Also, these microorganisms can survive in any kind of worst climatic conditions. For example, ice cold climatic conditions. For example, they can live in hot springs, for example in desert, or any kind of marshy land, or also they can live in the under the sea. So they can live in any kind of climatic condition. Some microorganisms live inside the host body, that is live inside the body of other organisms. For example, when we are talking about plasmodium, then plasmodium live inside the blood cells, and plasmodium is responsible for causing malaria. So this is a kind of protozoa which causes malaria. Some microorganisms like amoeba lives freely, whereas some microorganisms like algae and fungi as well as bacteria lives in colony, that is they lives in group. Now, when we are talking about microorganisms, there are generally two types of microorganisms: harmful microorganism and harmful microorganism. We will learn about these helpful and harmful microorganisms in the upcoming video. Thank you.